told all you sensitive digestive queens which fruits and vegetables nobody tells us are highly fermentable in the gut and can irritate it if you have a sensitive little gut like I do. So now I'm going to tell you what food I eat that doesn't make me bleed out of my butthole. I can have oats, strawberries, almond milk, sugar, and cinnamon. So for breakfast, I make overnight oats. I can have spinach, carrots, and potatoes. So that's pretty much the three vegetables that I stick to. And I put them in everything. Like when I make spaghetti, I add chopped spinach and I add shredded carrots just so I'm getting some fucking nutritional value. With gluten-free pasta and my Foddy pasta sauce because there's no onion and garlic on it. And I was trying to make pasta sauce from scratch by myself and it's just not a vibe. It tastes like shit because I don't know how to do it. I can also have cucumber and green beans, but if you see here, see how it says zucchini 5 to 6 slices? There are certain portion sizes that are easier to digest than others. So if you download the Monash University FODMAP Diet app, they will tell you what portion sizes are cool and which one's gonna fucking make your farts smell like atomic bombs. You can have vodka and whiskey, but rum will rumpa-pum your bum. I don't know anything about spices. Like, I don't know what any of this tastes like, but there's lots of spices that you can't have. But I know I can have thyme, basil, oregano, sage, and parsley. So I just removed every single spice in my cabinet that is high FODMAP so that I'm not inclined to grab it. One thing I saw a lot in the comment section was people saying, like, I'd rather be sick than give up all these foods. And I felt the exact same way, which is why I almost died. Because if your symptoms are severe and you just keep exacerbating them, you can eventually get to the point where you can't stomach anything. Like, I couldn't even drink water without being fucked. So when you get to that level of desperation, you're willing to try anything. And my IBS has led me into an eating disorder a couple of times, and it's super bad because when I'm choosing not to eat because the only thing that makes me not be in pain is to be hungry, and then everyone's telling me all of a sudden that I look better than I've ever looked in my life, it really fucks with your brain. And people are like, oh my God, what's your secret? You've been working out? And I'm like, no, I've been bleeding out of my asshole. And I actually had a dude say to me, I wonder if I can find it. You can pause and read that fucking bullshit. But seriously, the greatest benefit that I've had from the low FODMAP diet is actually realizing which foods trigger me and which foods don't, because before I thought that everything made me sick because that's what it felt like. And even when you start the low FODMAP diet, it takes a while for your gut to heal before you're gonna notice the difference, which fucks everybody too, because you're like even me now, I'm like, why am I trying so hard to eat like this when I'm still bleeding out of my butt? But when it starts to work, you're like, I am capable of eating and not being in pain? What? I love really creamy pasta. And before, I was like, I don't give a fuck if it makes me sick. I'm just gonna keep eating it. Because even when I tried to order a dairy-free, gluten-free pasta, I was still getting sick. So I was like, there's no point in putting in all this fucking effort when the consequence is the same. But now, because I've been letting my gut heal a little bit, and then I feel fine for 2 days, and then I eat that fettuccine Alfredo, and then for 2 days I'm violently ill, I'm like, oh. So I'm at the point now where when I see creamy pasta, I don't crave it. It makes me want to vomit because I directly correlate in my mind the consequences to that, whereas I didn't before because everything made me sick. So now if someone twirls some fettuccine and hands me the spoon, I want to gag because I know the violent pain that's going to cause me for days and days and days. So that has been my favorite part about this, is because I used to say before, how is it that these foods make me sick but I just continue to eat them? Like, it's just a cycle of insanity. But it's because I wasn't able to pinpoint exactly what was making me sick. And I'm just so excited now. I had like 2 bites of ice cream last night, but ice cream, it's not worth it to me. Like, there's better foods that I can eat that are worth being sick to me because now I know exactly what happens when I eat that ice cream. Whereas before, I'm like, even when I was eating dairy-free fucking ice creams, I was still getting sick because they had artificial sweetener, or it was like a watermelon flavor, and I didn't know that made me sick. I haven't been following this diet as religiously as I would like to because I'm a dumb fucking bitch. Well, because I'm human, right? Like, when I was at that baby shower and I brought all my low FODMAP food, and then all of a sudden I end up eating 4 cookies that I didn't pay for the next day. I paid for it today, which is exactly why this diet shit fucks with your head, or the like irritable bowel shit fucks with your head, because you don't see an immediate reaction. Like, it's not like I put the apple in my mouth and then I blow up in hives. Like, it takes a while to move through your digestive system, so it's hard to pinpoint, was it breakfast that fucked me up, or lunch, or dinner, or yesterday's breakfast? Now that I'm not in pain 24/7 has made the biggest difference, because, like I said before, I'm in pain every single day, doesn't matter what I eat, so whatever, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. But now that I've had days and I can eat meals where I don't feel pain after, and I'm like, I want to eat that again. So when those days come where I am sick, I'm like, holy fucking shit, how do I deal with this? Like, how, you know what I mean? Your pain tolerance, you get so used to it that when you're not in pain, you're like, oh my God, I want more of this. I want more of this. But you have to get to that point to be able to see why it's worth it. Onion and garlic is obviously the hardest thing to avoid, because it's in every culture, in every seasoning, in every pre-packaged food in the entire grocery store. And I love garlic. Like, I will eat raw garlic. When we were sick, my dad would make us eat cloves of raw fucking garlic. I love it. And that was the one thing I said. I was like, if I can't eat onion and garlic, I don't give a fuck about this diet. I'm just gonna live miserably the rest of my life. But then when you eat the same meal that has garlic, and then you try it without garlic, and only one of them made you cry, you go, is it really worth it? Is it? Is it? Because my whole life I've always said, it's worth it. The ice cream that I eat for 5 minutes is worth the 48 hours of crying. And now that I've realized, since I've been crying less, no, it's not. All the people saying, like, all these foods make me sick, but fuck it, I'm gonna keep eating them. I've been there. And then I became so malnourished that my limbs were numb at all times, and my vision would cut in and out, and I could stand longer for 3 minutes without fainting on the ground, and I puked every single time I woke up. And I was having to get vitamin injections every week. And then you're like, I'll do anything. I would have done anything in the world to be able to see every time I open my eyeballs. I was 21 and I got really, really sick. I was going into emergency every single day to drink Pink Ladies, which is fucking like lidocaine, to numb the inside of my stomach, because usually it's only my gut. My stomach never hurts. It's only my like guts. But then eventually that shit creeps it's all the way up. It goes all the way up. So please help yourself before you almost die. Please. It's not fun for that. I don't like it. I don't recommend it. I don't ever want to be in that position again. I could cry about thinking about it because it was terrifying. I'm trying to commit to the diet though, and I need to take it more seriously, and I need people to hold me accountable, because the longer that I fucking don't commit to this, the longer it's going to take me to find out which foods actually trigger me and which don't. Because thus far I know that it's not just lactose, it's all dairy and watermelon. I don't even know for sure if garlic and onion fuck me up. I don't know if any of the other shit for sure fucks me up. But I do know that gummy candy, like any type of candy that has artificial sugar, if it has cane sugar, good. If it has white sugar, brown sugar, good. So even when I go to the bar, not that I do, but I'll order like a vodka lemon and then just add white sugar, because if they make their own simple syrup, dope. But sometimes they'll just have like a processed sugar, you know, like a high fructose corn syrup or something. If you ever like shit your pants, shit in your car, if you ever don't leave the house because you know you're gonna shit in your car, if you don't eat before having to go in public because you don't want to shit your pants or shit in public, I highly recommend you try this, because it has changed my life. Knowing what it's like to eat and not feel pain is fucking life-changing. And I had no motivation before to stop eating these foods that I shouldn't have, until I realized what it was like to live without being in pain. I recommend it. Moral of the story, I eat any type of meat, fish, whatever, potatoes, spinach, carrots, strawberries, oats, rice, gluten-free pasta, and then Foddy Foods sauce, so that I can still have flavor in my life. There's a bunch of recipes on the Monash University website too, so check it out.